Hi there, Lorena Seidel here, and welcome to this Joyful Parenting 5 Days Challenge. You're learning how to create this happy, peaceful home without punishing your children and without being a pushover. So today we're going to learn how to focus on the big parenting picture and how to parent in the present moment, but parenting for the future. So I always start my workshops asking parents to please raise your hand if you're not having any parenting challenges. And of course they all laugh, but nobody ever raises their hand because we're all having challenges. And perhaps today's challenge for you is power struggles, attention seeking, not listening, sibling rivalry. And depending on the age of your children, it could be troubles with homework or navigating friendships and relationships in school. If they're even older, it could be sex, alcohol, eating disorders, and whatnot. So these are today's challenges. And now I want you to fast forward. Imagine your children at the age of 25. They're coming home for Thanksgiving dinner. What do you want them to be like? What skills and characteristics do you want them to have? What kind of human being do you want them to become? So close your eyes and imagine that 25-year-old coming through the door. What do you want to see? Perhaps you want them to, the skills you want to see in the future is respect, responsibility, problem solving, kindness, empathy, emotional stability, confidence, and on, resilience, honest, passionate, and all of that. So this is where we are. This is where we want to be. How do we go from here to there? The way that we interact with our children, the way that we handle all those challenges, every little issue we have with them today will impact what that 25-year-old will be like. So even though in the surface it seems like we may be trying to find solutions to solve these problems, deep inside, what we want is two things. We want to have a beautiful, healthy relationship with them for life. We want to be connected to them. And we want to raise good human beings that have all those skills. So today I want you to shift your parenting mindset. So from a short-term parenting to a long-term parenting. So we can, instead of just trying to look for tips, tools, and tricks to solve those challenges we're having today, we're actually connecting to them, and we are looking for long-term tools that can help build those skills and characteristics. Let me tell you a story. When my oldest was 4, she wanted a pet. We got a bunny. We named him Coconut. And then a couple of days later, I walked into the room and she was holding this bunny by the hind legs and shaking it up and down. And I was mortified, I was angry, and in a matter of 20 seconds, I did all the wrong things. All the things I tell parents not to do. I started with the shaming and the blaming. I said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is so mean. And then I threatened, do we need to give this bunny to another family with nicer little girls? And then I punished. You know what? Just go to your room. I can't even look at you right now. So, of course, I felt terrible, and I don't want to be the kind of parent. But let's process this for a second. So when I shamed, blamed, and threatened her and punished her, what could she be learning from this list, this second list, which is our roadmap, right? Nothing. And what was I modeling from that list? Was I being respectful? Was I being kind and empathetic? And even emotionally stable when I'm losing my cool? No. So I wasn't directly teaching her anything. I also wasn't role modeling any of it. And was I connecting with her? Was I fostering this beautiful long-term relationship I want to have with her? No. She wasn't feeling any close to me, and I wasn't feeling any close to her. So now, what I did, I sat down, cooled off for a little bit, and then I tried this again. I approached her again, but I got down to her level, I touched her shoulder, and I said, you know what? When I was a little girl, I did something mean to some kittens once. And right there, we connected. Her eyes sparkled. I saw the way lifting off her shoulder, and she said, really, Mommy? I'm not mean. Of course she's not mean. So I said, you know what? Why don't we brainstorm some solutions, some things you could do with this bunny? So then together we came up with a list. She could feed the bunny, she could help me clean the cage, she could take the bunny out to exercise, she could hold the bunny and feed the bunny, all that. So then I apologized to her. I said I was sorry for the way I spoke to her, and I asked her to please forgive me. So now let's process that. So I validated her, I connected with her, I looked at her in the eye, I touched her, I brainstormed the solutions with her, and I apologized. Now let's look at this list. What could she be learning from that approach? Now she can be learning to be responsible. Now she's learning problem solving and thinking and creativity because she's coming up with solutions and brainstorming solutions. Now she's learning to be independent and confident. Now, what was I role modeling? I was being respectful, I was being kind and empathetic, I was emotionally stable. So now she's learning that too. So was I connecting with her? Was I fostering that lifelong relationship I want to have with her? Yes, that too. So today's action is for you to do this activity with your children. Pick up a piece of paper or a big board and come up with a list of challenges, and all of those may be there, and they may add some things like mom yells at us, or daddy gets angry, or daddy's mean, my brothers take my things, my sisters hurt me, and anything else that you're experiencing in your family. And then fast forward with them. What do they want to be like when they're 25? And what kind of relationship do you all want to experience for Thanksgiving when they are 25? And who do you want to be too? Because let's be honest, I'm not all of these yet. I haven't mastered all that. And I do hope that when they are 25, I am much better at a lot of those social emotional skills. So this, they might also add that we are fun and that we are, we have good communication, that we all talk to each other. We're not just all looking at our phones. They can add that we're all happy, that it's their sense of humor, and on and on. So they will add to this list, and you can all add to this list. And then really start to focus on this. So every time you're interacting with them and you are disciplining them or parenting them, ask yourself, what are they learning right now? What am I role modeling right now? And are we fostering that connection? And then if you realize that whatever tool you're using is not teaching them, and that you are not modeling, and that you're not connecting, then don't use that tool. And I already gave you a few things that I used with her in that example: the validating, looking them in the eyes, touching them, brainstorming solutions, apologizing. And there's so many other tools that bring us closer and that are effective. So the common parenting tools, they work for the short term. They may at best fix the behavior right now. We can shape them up for the second. So when those things are happening, we can shape them up with a short-term tool of shaming, blaming, threatening, bribing, rewarding, giving in, whatever. But they're really not effective long-term. So it's not that I want to, sugarcoat discipline. I just want discipline to be effective. And it's, the short-term tools we know they are really not effective long-term. And remember that everything that we do today will impact that 25-year-old in the future. So if today you are doing all the cleaning and the cooking and you're not enlisting their help, and if you are turning the TV, putting them in front of the TV so you can get things done, then we can't expect them to come home at 25 for Thanksgiving and not just pop themselves in front of the TV, and you spend the time in the kitchen cooking. They show up at the table and nobody really talks, and they spend the whole dinner looking at their devices, because the way we do anything is the way we do everything, and the way that we interact with them today will reflect on the relationship that we'll have with them when they're young adults. So try this activity today, and then I will see you tomorrow.